Namaskar, Johar to all of you. What is art? As in, when you ask somebody to describe what is art, what is dance, what is music, there's no perfect definition or you can't put it into words. The only way you can describe art is the happiness you gain from it. Is it just the happiness or is it more than that? Let me introduce you to small repertoire or the small curriculum that we as an artist go through when we learn Indian classical dance or music. I'm not going to concentrate on my form of dance only, which is Odissi. For those who do not know, Odissi is one of the 8 classical dance forms of rich Indian cultural heritage, which has its origin in Orissa. And it has been actually derived and invented and discovered from the sculptures, beautiful sculptures, which are on the temples of Orissa. If you have visited Orissa, I think most of you have. If you have visited Orissa, you'll see those sculptures which are beautifully carved. Some are like this, just a lasya mudra. Some are, you hold the mirror, you're wearing the jewelry, you're dancing with Krishna. So what do they tell you? Do they just simply tell you that these are sculptures beautifully drawn or sculpted? It tells you the history of India. Is it just the books that we learn how rich our culture and Indian heritage is? It is from the art, from the mythologies that they portray. We learn so many things about our nation, our rich cultural heritage. When I started my journey, I'm just in the middle of the journey. And I think it's too, it's very, very early for me to speak about my journey because I'm just in the middle of it. But still, I began when I was 5 years old. My father took me to my Guruji, late Guru Giridhari Nayak, saying that my daughter always grooves when there's any music, when we go to a party or a wedding ceremony. She's like, I don't want to eat, I want to dance. So my father is like, I want to make her learn not only dance, but something which she can imbibe in that in her lifestyle, her personality, creation of a human being. When I met my Guruji, he said that remember Sumedha, you are a small girl now, but once you'll grow. If you want to learn art, if you want to learn dance, make sure you take the responsibility of taking it forward, of putting the same educational, the same whatever is taught, it's your responsibility to spread it, to disseminate it. I'll tell you, dance is not just the theoretical or the practical or whatever manipulation it is done on stage, like the steps, the pallavis, the abhinaya. It is a lifestyle. It is how we grow. It is something which is inside us. In classical repertoire, we learn Guru Shishya Parampara. We learn through Guru Shishya Parampara. What is Guru Shishya Parampara? It is not a teacher teaching you online and giving lectures, or it's not a teacher just telling you, "Are ye step ठीक करो, वो step ठीक करो, हाथ ऊपर करो, नीचे करो." No. It's way, way beyond it. It is discipline, humility. How do you address? How do you stand? What your posture should be? How will you speak? How will you express your feelings? It's an expression, yes. But gradually, it gets inside you. It makes you a better person. It makes you emotional, which we are lacking. Something bad happened to somebody. A normal person is like, अरे यार, बहुत बुरा हो गया. An artist will start crying. We are emotional. Why? Because we feel. And to be a better human being, I think these are the qualities which everybody should have in today's world. It's not about money, fame. It's about how good and how human you are, how educated and how knowledgeable you are, that you are passing it to your future generation. There's one more thing which I think every profession or every field has, that is, there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut in Indian classical dance. There's no shortcut. There's no workshop of 10 days that you will learn Indian classical dance. It's a lifelong sadhana. When we dance, we are not actually concentrating on how many people are watching us, how many audiences are clapping, how many people are yawning. We do not have time for it. Because when we are on stage, sometimes we are Radha, sometimes we are Krishna, sometimes we are Krishna in the Rodra Roop. Sometimes we are Durga, sometimes we are Kali. But the only thing which goes inside our head is, no matter which character we are playing or which mythology we are trying to, which story we are trying to portray, we have been trained to understand that whichever way you're speaking or expressing yourself, or you're dancing or movements, the person sitting in the last row has to understand your expression as well as the person sitting in your first row. This is what theater is all about. So dance is mostly music, theater, painting. And why painting? Why painting? Painting is not for the makeup. It is for the portrayal of the picture, bringing the picture to life. That's a huge responsibility. I'll tell you a very funny story. When I was in school, I was thinner than what I am. And there was a dance drama which my Guruji composed. He was like, Draupadi ka Vastraharan. It was a very emotional scene. I was actually young, too young to be playing in that. I was very privileged to be a part of it. What happened is, my Guruji said, everybody was auditioning for the roles. I was very, very passionate about love of Bhim for Draupadi. Do you know that actually Bhim was madly in love with Draupadi other than any other Pandavas? So I was very much engrossed in that. And when I was performing, my Guruji said, Sumedha, you do the Bhim part. I'm like, Guruji, do I look like Bhim? Guruji is like, no, you don't have to look like Bhim. You'll have to make people understand that you're Bhim. That is your challenge. I tried. I was too young for it, but thankfully I got appreciation. So, when I was awarded A grade in Doordarshan, it was like a dream come true for my father. Because I come from a very lower middle class family. And my father is also an artist. He's a tabla player. He has strived his whole life as a guest faculty in Rabindra Bharati University, one of the renowned universities of performing arts. But he has served there for 35 years as a guest faculty with merely rupees 12,000 salary. And with that, I was raised in a convent school. I was taught in the bestest institution of dance. I don't know how. I have no idea. Now when I'm earning, I'm like, Father, how did you manage it? He does not say anything. Later, I will become very emotional when I tell this. My Guruji did not charge anything from me for teaching me. I never knew that. Because he was aware of my father's financial status. When I came to know, I was like, Guruji, why didn't you tell me? Guruji is like, I never wanted you to you to feel that I am teaching you out of pity, or that you don't want. It is none of your business. You learn, you dance. That's all. So what I have pledged in my life is I am also teaching. Though to become a guru, it's a far way. It's not yet. I'm not yet there. I'm not a guru. I'm a teacher and a dancer. In my colony, there are maids who work they clean dishes, they help. So I had a board saying that Odissi dance classes by Sumedha Sengupta. One of my mates said कि दीदी आप डांस सिखाते हो मेरी बच्ची को सीखना है. I'm like, yes, I will teach. I have a batch of students whom obviously I do not charge anything from. They are from a lesser privileged background, and I have not forgotten my roots. I have not forgotten my Guruji's blessings. So I think that it's my responsibility to disseminate what I learned, to keep it alive in each and everyone's heart. And Odissi is a very technical, a very complex form of dance because it has rigorous training, unlimited practice, because this was just a snippet which you saw, which was of 5 minutes. Usually our pieces are like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and an hour, non-stop. So if you have to perform for an hour, you have to practice at least 5 hours a day. Now, how do I practice 5 hours a day? I have office till 5:30 because I have to earn too. I have to look after my family. I'm working in a very, very famous organization, Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, which is under the aegis of Ministry of Culture. And I'm very, very lucky to be a part of preservation, dissemination, and working for the Indian art and culture, and also practicing. So I go to the office, I come back home, I eat my evening snacks, I practice for only 2 hours. I'm being very honest because I don't have time. And then I start some, studies. So therefore, this was a very small introduction, a little bit information about Odissi dance and a journey of a dancer. But I think any artist, be it music, dance, theatre, who are practicing the classical form have a huge, huge responsibility on their shoulders. It is about India, it is about its rich cultural heritage, it is about building a person. It is about disseminating the love and happiness. When you see a performance, the happiness, the smile, and the ease which you feel is our success. Thank you.